Hello guys, we're going to start here in just a minute. Just going to share the link here. Okay. Alright, we got some UPW action. It's part of the promotion rivalry today with IGW. IGW is going to be coming later tonight, so keep an eye out for that. Alright, so 3:30. Alright, opening up with some tag action. Osprey and Sabre teaming up to take on Miz and Morrison. Okay, I may have to go to GSW for them. Where is... Did I forget to switch Zack Sabre Jr. over there? That's weird. It's supposed to be with... Hold on. I think I made a mistake. Let me look at... And not mistake, but I think I might have forgotten a step. Let me... Yeah, Sabre's supposed to be in GSW. I just forgot to switch it. So, I'll do that now. So I don't forget again. Like I said before, sometimes when I update the Discord text, sometimes I kind of forget to do the step of moving them in-game when things change. But since it's such an easy thing to do, I just like to just kind of low-key do it. Do it during the thing, because it's such an easy fix. Alright, let's see how it goes. Alright. Yes, the Scott Pilgrim music.
Ah! Yeah! Shoot! Boy.
Ooh, Irish whip from Morrison. Counter. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, it's really something you really see more with like the cruiserweight kind of faster guys. Oh, Jawbreaker. Counter. For the rest of the matches on the card, we got a triple threat match between Logan Paul, Swerve Strickland, and LA Knight after this one. Then after that match, we're going to have Andrade and Matthews going against the Headbangers, recently signed by UPW. Then after that, we're going to have McIntyre go against Solo Sikoa. Then in the semi-main event, we're going to have Triple H take on Stevie Richards. And then in the main event, we're going to have Austin Theory take on Roman Reigns in a non-title match. Door close. It's the only guy me and my friend had no idea. Yeah, you know, it's weird. Like, Morrison's great, but for a long time, it felt like the guys in WWE, they all had the same, like, style. Like, dark clothes, long dark hair with a beard, and they were just, like, intense or something. Like, it was like they were all the same. This was like, I will say this about the PG era of wrestling. I think that era was like Vince at his worst. I feel like once the Ruthless Aggression ended, I feel like all of Vince's good ideas, shtick and shit, just went out the door. I think after that, I think when he just became clear that he could do whatever the fuck he wanted without any like second thought, it became obvious that he just was just like doing whatever. Yeah, I think they had a section of current guys, but yeah, the emphasis was definitely on like older wrestlers for sure. I reviewed the game a while back. I did kind of look through the roster a little bit. I did play it quite a bit off screen. It is a very solid game. I think what makes it really, really good is the fact that it's one of those games where there's some sneaky strategy in there, where it kind of masquerades as an arcade game, and it is an arcade game, but there is things in it that do kind of give it a sense of like a mastering effect to it, kind of like those like Aki wrestling games where on paper it's easy, but once you start playing and stuff, you kind of realize there's a certain cadence and there's certain things you can do to really make things interesting. Roll up.
1, 2.
Yeah, the finishers, you have to time it really well. I remember that. You really had to time those finishers well. Blue Thunder Bomb. Figure 4. Neckbreaker. Miz gets tagged in. Ooh, Spanish Fly. Ooh! They really knocked down the Miz there a little bit. Spine Buster! Saber gets tagged in.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes for that big stretch right there. Ospreay intercedes the Miz. Oh, toss from... Oh, wow! Well, Morrison just... insane leap right there. Ooh.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Shoot!
Yeah. That was awesome. I really have to look through some of the models, because I feel like I have some models that would do those moves normally in real life that don't in-game because the settings are too low. So I'm gonna have to take some time when I get a chance, but I do have... But that might be a bit before I can do that. Body slams Miz out of the... Morrison out of the ring.
Shoot!
Goes for an armbar on the Miz. Morrison intercedes. Looks that leg. Morrison gets out. Miz helps Morrison out of there. Oh, counter. Oh, Starship Pain. Or oriented with napalm and death there. Oh, and he taps.
Ah!
That got a 72? Really? Really? A 72? Wow. What? That is weird. I don't get it. Why is that? That's the most befuddling match evaluation I've seen. Yeah, well, the thing is, that's Saber's finishing move is the orienteering with napalm death. That's his finishing move. So I'm kind of surprised. The only thing I can think of is that it went on too long, because it can happen if a match goes on too long that it could hurt the rating. Which in real life's kind of the same way. That's the only thing. Well, unfortunately, you can only really do that if you're watching the stream live. You can't really do it in hindsight, unfortunately. So, if he was watching this and if he wanted to do that or something like that, then yeah, I mean that would definitely be possible. But yeah, I think it just went on too long. I think if it was more between 15 and 20, it probably would have gone a lot higher. But it's weird because we had some tag matches go along and get higher ratings, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't. It's a weird thing. I definitely kind of disagree with that a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I don't even know what really happened in that match that would warrant a rating like that. Yeah, I mean, I've seen long matches get low ratings in the past, but the other thing is too, like, if these guys here, like, even the Miz, even arguably, they have diverse movesets, so it's not like there's a lot of repetitious moves. But I don't know, weird. Well, I guess if anyone else is watching in the chat that may know a little bit more about how the game functions with that kind of thing, I guess definitely enlighten me in the comments, because I am curious on why that would be with a match like that. I mean, it makes it more unpredictable. I will say that, so there's no guarantee on good matches, but yeah, definitely weird. But next match, though, should be something that will get a pretty decent rating. It's triple threat here. Got Swerve. Logan Paul. And LA Knight. Alright, let's see how it goes. Should be interesting. Double axe handle right there. Gut wrench from Logan Paul there. Powerbomb counter. Ooh, a tag team powerbomb. Ooh, nice maneuver there from Swerve.
One.
Oh, BFT out of nowhere. Seltzer. I'm glad that my Seltzer mock name is taking taking fire right there from RCW. Craig Seltzer. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that one 2 stars. I just didn't see enough super kicks. Just not enough super kicks. I don't know what to tell you. Ooh! Nice timing on that drop kick there. Super kick. Counter. Hits drop kick on Paul there. Ooh. Yeah, I'm sure it has in real life. Maybe it's something that happened more in Japanese wrestling than American wrestling. You know, it's funny. I go to when I try to like do some creation stuff in other wrestling games. Sometimes I get a tough time because a lot of despite even the best wrestling games that aren't Fire Pro, a lot of them don't come close to the amount of moves that this game has. It's crazy to me. Like, I always forget, like, how many moves are in this game compared to other wrestling games. Oh, another BFT.
1, 2.
Yeah. Ooh, neck breaker.
1, 2.
Yeah, yeah, probably, I imagine. Super kick. Neck breaker. Oh, another neck breaker. Swerve stomp. Oh, Knight gets the win. Ooh, weird. Well, that was kind of a short triple threat match. A little too slow there, yeah. I will say this though, because a lot UPW does use a lot of like newer wrestlers. When it comes to newer wrestlers for this game, unfortunately, I do have to rely on a lot of creative moves because a lot of the newer wrestlers use moves that weren't around when the game was made. So there are times where it might lead to some moves being kind of OP, but it's kind of hard to measure that until you've seen enough where it's like, okay, this is probably a little OP, and I probably should switch it with a different variation. But it's hard to tell sometimes. But I haven't gotten that point yet with a lot of these new ones. In all honesty, like I said before, LOD is by far the most dominating. It's crazy to me with that, but yeah, exactly. And you can't edit creative moves you download. You just kind of have to take them as face value. So it's not like you can compare them in the move editing mode either to other moves in general. But yeah, LA Knight with the win. Next match we got Andrade and Matthews against the Headbangers. That should be fun here. Some more tag action. I believe it does. It's funny, when I remade that edit, I made it so that he focused specifically on spears and jackhammers more. And because that's what he normally does, and on one hand, like, it's solid, but there's times when I'm watching a match, I'm like, okay, maybe I went a little too far with it. Maybe he should have some more moves varied up a little bit, because he did do other moves. Like, he wasn't a two-move guy in his prime. He had other moves. It's just you didn't always see them because his matches were so short. So you didn't often see, like, the variedness like there would typically be in his moveset. Lean bar, really a lot of press variations, like a press spine buster, a press power slam, just a standard gorilla press. He might have. What else? He's done other stuff. He did a pump handle fall away slam as well. There's some. Alright, see how it goes here. Ooh, Irish whip there. Hi DPS, how you doing? Just in time for the third of the match on the card. Doing good, doing good. Had a been a pretty chill day. Also, I almost forgot. So the next TWN pay-per-view is going to be around the 13th-ish next week. It's going to be called Snowbound, and that we're going to crown new TWN Tag Champions. And here's how it's going to work. It's going to be a unique thing. So there's going to be 8 tag teams, one from 8 of the 9 promotions. So it's a first come first serve thing. So there's going to be one promotion that might get left out if they're the last to respond, and I'll make that clear in the Discord as well. How it's going to work is that those tag teams will be separated in groups of 2, and each of them will be in an 8-man top rope battle royal round. And the member in the battle royals, the guys who win will face each other with their partner for the titles. Now, if both members win their battle royal respectively, oh, here comes Miro to interfere. Then they will choose their opponent for the belts. Ooh. So that's how we're gonna do it this time around for that. Miro putting his finishing maneuvers really tough on the guy there. Well, it depends, because I have DPS's booking in, and I'm probably gonna do that Saturday. However, Eli's the last one. I could do Eli's Saturday as well, but actually, you know what? I might be able to either Saturday or Sunday. In all honesty, there's a very good chance I'll be able to do his booking before the pay-per-view. So it's probably safe to say overall that I get you there, DPS. Yeah, yours will probably be not tomorrow, probably Saturday. Oh, here comes Richards to interfere, helping out his headbanger partners here. The important thing is, though, is that if a team Okay, cool. I'm gonna have yours more in the evening, and I'll see if I can sneak in Eli's stuff earlier in the day. Ooh, running power bomb. Very eventful tag match here. Brainbuster. Roll up.
1, 2.
Ooh. Bulldog. Like I said earlier, though, there will be more streaming action tonight. IGW War will be on tonight as well. That's going to be a very eventful one as well. We're going to have some... Ooh, DDT. Right into the outside of the ring. There's going to be... The main event of that show is going to be The Rock going against his earliest rival, Ken Shamrock, for the Overlord Championship. Oh, figure 8. Broken up. Destinio. Mansions gets tagged in. Oh, turnbuckle bomb. So I heard an interesting fact the other day, and you can correct me if I might be incorrect, but I heard that Eric Watts invented the buckle bomb, which is really interesting. So I did not know that. Ooh.
Come on.
Ooh, nice maneuver.
2, 3.
Oh! Big win there. And I got an 88. Solid. It's really gonna... UPW really needed that. Nah, the first couple matches were a little bit on the average side. You know, you could argue the first one really shouldn't have been. Alright, now we got McIntyre against Sikoa. That should be an interesting fight there. Yeah. Wait, which Eric Watts? You know, I don't know if it was... I'm trying to think. Eric Watts. Like, which... I don't know if it's, like, Eric Watts in early WCW or if it's, like, Eric Watts in, like, late WCW. I get the names confused sometimes. I might have been misremembering it. But, yeah. You know what? But it's kind of... Bill Watts' son. Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Yeah, it's funny. Like, the more and more I see of early WCW stuff through, like, reviews and stuff, the more you kind of realize they had some, like, really, really good wrestling stuff going on. You know, it's funny. Like, the early 90s wrestling before, like, the great wrestling crisis of 95, you know, there was some good stuff. Even WWF's New Generation era, even though it was still kind of crap, like, there was a lot of good technical stuff even over there, because like the lower card sucked, but a little bit of the mid card and the upper card has a lot of good stuff going on, because you have the Hart stories, you know, you have Hart stories with the brothers, you have like some stuff in the upper mid card with Razor and all that, and you got 1-2-3 Kid. You still got some layovers from like the 80s era. You got a little bit of Savage and a tiny bit of Hogan. You know, there's still a lot of good stuff to find in that era as well. Like, you could almost argue in terms of technical wrestling, that era probably was better than the Attitude Era in terms of technical wrestling, because in the Attitude Era they switched to hardcore-isms. See, we're Bloodline. Alright, see how this one goes. Should be interesting. But yeah, the next gen era, if they just had a more solid lower card, I think they could have made done a little better. But their roster struggled. Like, a little bit of the mid card and main event was decent, but the lower card, oof, that was bad. WCW, like, if you really compare them year to year in the 90s, WCW actually had a lot more great years than WWF did. It's just, those last few years just were really, really rough on WCW. Got the chat doubled up, so... Just a little period, but there's tons of great stuff, and yeah, lots of direction change. I heard things... Yeah, the building of it was tough, and I think the problem is that WCW tried to fight fire with WWF during that time, and they really shouldn't have. They should have focused more on what made them unique. The chat doubler, yeah, it happens from time to time. Yeah, but yeah, I think of 2000s I think what the WCW should have done is, I don't think they should have brought Vince Russo in all honesty. I really don't think so. I think they should have buckled down on what made them unique to begin with, is the in-ring product. Maybe focus more on the action in the ring and a little less on the crazy-ass promos. Oh yeah, I get you for sure. But but that was the great years of WCW in terms of like that era. Oh, I imagine. I feel like with, well, not only the Hearts being in WWF for a majority of that time period, I think WWF kind of had a section of Canadian action going on, because I think they kind of had a partial or ownership of some developmental stuff there as well. Yeah, you know, it's funny, like, the more I think about, like, the way WCW was compared to WWF, I think what really won WWF over in the end, over WCW, was that it just felt like, Wednesday show on the same channel WWF Raw was interesting, okay, a little interesting how it works over there. Simone Spike. Yeah, I think what really like made WCW special compared to WWF was probably like the in-ring stuff, but what really won, and to be honest, it's winning over people now, over AEW now, is the fact that at the end of the day, they just, like, when they know what they're doing store-wise, they can put together some cool shit, especially when they're doing it across all the layers of the card, not just at the main event. Reverse Alabama Slam. I think that's what really won people over at the end. And to be honest, I think a big thing too was that they weren't afraid of, like, because, like, WWF, I mean, yeah, they had their fair share of, like, not delivering on promised main events, but WCW abused it so hard. Oh, Sokoa gets a quick win, jeez. Jeez, 81 for a 7-minute match, jeez. But yeah, like, I think what really like made people sold on WWF toward the end of that thing, and what led to the demise of WCW was hope. Yes. But I think the other thing too with WWF was that it just felt more approachable. Like, everything was kind of kept more on the simple side for the most part. Like, for example, like, their biggest story during the Attitude Era was the simple story of, like, like a rebel just shitting on his boss nonstop, and everyone can relate to something like that, and that was pretty much it. I mean, that was the simple thing of it, but it was super well executed because they kept it even. They had the good guys win just as much, if not more often, than the bad guys win. But in WCW, it just got to a point where it's just like the bad guys just on top all the time, non-stop. And anytime the good guys did win, it was kept very short and not very dominating. Like there wasn't that's a big thing about that NWO storyline. There wasn't enough back and forth. Like it really felt like they just dominated like all the time, and there was just no sense of like an evenness. And that, I think that's what hurt them, I think, in the long run in terms of that story, was the fact that they just didn't keep it competitive. They made the NWO too dominant for too long. Triple H versus Stevie Richards is next here. Yeah, that was fine. Like the year from like mid '96 to like the end of '97, I think that was perfectly fine. I had no issue with what they did there. It's just after the whole Starrcade thing. And the thing is, I'm not even against them, having splinter groups either in '98, but man, when you really watch it back, you realize that the Wolfpack really did jack shit. Like, they barely did anything during that time period. It was kind of weird. It was like the most popular groups in WCW history, and they barely did anything. Bucks, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, like, in all honesty, pinch Bischoff. In all honesty, they really should have had that whole...
Fight!
Yeah, like watch Reliving the War during the '98 year when they formed the Wolfpack. If you watch that whole year through that lens, like, you realize, like, oh my god, like, because you see, you play them in the video game Revenge and all that, and it... 30 pace, yeah. I get ya, and the thing is, technically, on paper, they won belts and stuff, but if you really watch stuff, it's like, man, but the thing is, they weren't involved. Hey, let me speak on this. Yes, Conan's solid. Like, Conan, it's funny because you wouldn't have known it if you just watched Nitro, but Conan in the Lucha world, he was like their Hulk Hogan. He was like fucking top tier. Like, he was the #1 guy. So them having him was pretty huge internationally speaking. The problem was they weren't involved in any like major storylines. A lot of their stuff throughout most of the time they were just going out to the crowd, pleasing crowd. They had some matches, of course, but a lot of DQ finishes, a lot of nothingness. And their members kept getting hurt. Savage got hurt early on. He was out for the rest of the year, and he wasn't the same since. Sting got hurt later on, and he was out till '99 when he went back to black and white. Really, for a good majority of the time, it was pretty much just Nash, Luger, and Conan toward the end for a good chunk of time. And it really just... It did not... It doesn't age well. Like, it doesn't something that looks good. What really made the Wolfpack, I feel like it was great in hindsight, was the star power. That stable had pretty much everyone in that stable were stars. Like, there wasn't a weak link in that. Oh wow! Triple H was just critical.
I'll show you. You'll see.
Well, it's funny because, like, oh man. Stevie kick. Powerful Stevie kick. Oh man. Well, let's see how long Triple H is out. And then by oh, let's see. No, I got it. Let's see how long will he be out? Well, 6 weeks. Unless, well, you know what? I really gotta update the Critical Wheel because it seems kind of it doesn't. It's kind of weird to have like guys out for 6 weeks when there's only like 4 weeks left. So I do have to update that because all injuries will clear up in the off season. Like no one's gonna go into the first season like injured. That's kind of the idea at least. So I definitely am gonna have to update this in the off season. But yeah, Triple H 6 weeks. Jeez, I wasn't prepared for it to end that quick. It's not often we see a match below 60. Oh my god. Nothing can... Now we're in the main event. Austin Theory versus Roman Reigns in a non-title match. Oh my god. What went wrong? Well, Triple H just took him for granted. Just got Stevie kicked out of his shoes. Oh my god. Man.
A-Town.
Yo.
Let's go! You see the future right in front of your eyes. Headed to the top and it's not a surprise. Not in my eyes.
But yeah, I think at the end of the day with Monday Night War, WF just won over just because I think they just found the right balance between giving people like what they want and also giving people what they didn't know they want. And I think, and that's the thing. When it came down to it, no matter who was involved in everything, the final say was with Vince, and he made a lot of right calls and a lot of wrong calls in that era. I mean, the biggest two big ones I can already think of, but that era, I think for WWF at least, I think what helped too was that they weren't boggled down by veterans. Like, everyone from top to bottom were fresh faces. Like, either youthful fresh faces or veteran fresh faces. Guys like Mick Foley, who, yeah, they've been around, but they constantly reinvented themselves and found new ways to get people to love them. It was just, they just knew, everyone just clicked. And everyone had something going on. Nobody was wasted. Yes, it is Austin Theory. Oh, punch trading between the competitors. Oh, toss out of the ring from Theory. Oh, counter. Oh, Samoan drop. Counter. No, it's one of those things where it's just sometimes I feel like it gets hard to balance the guys out a little bit sometimes. And that's another reason why I'm changing the way things work roster-wise next season, because I want to make it easier for guys to operate with smaller rosters without having to cut everybody. Because I feel like sometimes it's easier. It can be easier to, because yeah, the trick with, I think the biggest trick with Theory is that I think he just needs something that's him. Oh, real life. Oh, you know, he's been tagging up with Grayson Waller for a bit. It's kind of hard to catch that because for every 4 matches they have on Raw, they have like 3 days worth of promos in between a match, so it's definitely hard to Oh, Reigns with the win. Got an 89, nice. Definitely needed. Now let's see how well the show did here. Yeah, I just watch the top 10s. For the most part, I'll make an effort to watch the pay-per-view. I've missed a few this year, and to be honest, I kind of wish I didn't in hindsight, because WWE's been on fire pay-per-view wise. Like, their pay-per-views have been astounding for the most part. A few misses, but for the most part, pretty astounding. I can't say anything about AEW because I don't get a chance to watch really AEW stuff, because they're not. Because what makes WWE so easy to watch is you just pay $6 a month on Peacock. You can get all the WWE shit, including the pay-per-views. It's like a sweet ass deal, along with every NBC product ever. So it's really nice to keep up. I really hope AEW gets like a streaming deal soon. I've heard that they're pretty much doing it on HBO Max, but they haven't put anything there yet. So I'm hoping they do. That's tough. That's definitely tough. Because I think in America it's Peacock, but I think the rest of the world, they still use like WWE Network for a bit, so it's kind of in a weird spot. Need a VPN, yeah. That's a big thing there. Alright, this show got a 78, so definitely a rough one. Yeah, man, it's definitely some growing pains with UPW. You know, they're in the top 4 right now, popularity point wise. But man, show wise, it's I think the biggest thing, and this isn't anybody's, and this could be a fault of my own, is that I think maybe I may have to go through some of the new guy edits. I might have to tweak a few things in terms of like how often moves are used. That might be a possibility, but I am gonna have to see more match stuff to kind of know for sure. But because but it could be a rough week for UPW. It's happened to a lot. There's definitely been weeks for us where it feels like if there's been some weeks where everyone's been hitting late 88s and 90s, and then some weeks where everyone's just been hitting 70s and 80s. So. But yeah, IGW is going to be later tonight, so definitely keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a very eventful card. And we'll be competing with UPW's card here and see who's going to win the week for the promotion war between the two. And yeah, but outside of that, that's going to do it for this specific stream here. Thanks for watching, guys. In case you guys wanted to chat with anyone at the Campy Company and didn't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the About page / About section of our channel. We also have a community tab in our channel as well. You can access that anywhere at any time. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.